It was exactly that. Okay, today is April 27th on a Sunday. Gotta love those Sundays. And I got a really good topic. So, the death of Superman was a pretty big comic, but it also was like something that made a lot of people question about the practice of comic book industries killing off a character just so they can revive them like some months later or whatever, which they eventually did. But I don't even care about that stuff. The thing I was thinking about has to be within how the story was handled. And so let me ask you this question. What is more cliche? A superhero winning a fight or a superhero dying and losing a battle?
Damn, that was actually kind of hard because they sound both cliche.
It's the worst part because it's like I've noticed within like some newer comics, it's like if there's like a battle where it's expected that a character's going to fucking lose in it, it's like it is cliche. And I don't even think I've seen a lot of like characters really have like an actual absolute victory, because when they deal with a certain arc, the villain is always like, you may have got me this time, but I'm still behind something else that you can't overcome, and in the future I'm gonna make things even more worse, or whatever the fuck. I think of Nick Spencer's Spider-Man run, for example, because they had like this one original enemy guy, and he's like constantly in the shadows and shit, and then for him to like eventually show up, he just kills Spider-Man over and over. Now, this is no joke. Like he just puts him in an infinite death loop, and it's only like the arc only ends because some team up shit within Superman and like Harry Osborn and all that. Okay, I guess this is spoilers, but who cares? I mean, the comic run is fucking garbage by the time that you get to the end game point. I'm just not even joking. So it's like you just have that, and it's like you don't really get the whole single 1v1 within like the hero winning at the end. And at most, you don't really see a lot of heroes fighting villains. If anything, you always have the typical cliche of heroes fighting heroes. You get that?
I see what you mean now. Yeah.
And it's like, not every storyline has to have this one guy say to his daughter to Nightwing. All of these fights have to be something like out of substance, or just out of like respect of like a good written material that's easy to invest in. So like what is really more cliche? Just like out of the two things I mentioned at the start, because like I think for me it has to be heroes just losing.
Okay, if there is one thing that for me that is kind of cliche, this is kind of tough because there are a lot of cliches, and I can't specify one cliche. Like we got the deaf heroes and the heroes fighting heroes, and the hero beats the villain and all that. There's a lot of those, but there is one that I'm trying to remember. It's where like the hero decides to be
retire.
Well, kind of, but not really. It's more like. Do you remember this one specific? Do you ever heard of this comic where, after Nightwing was shot by the KG Beast, he lost his memories and he got amnesia and he forgot who he was, and he became someone else named Rick Grayson.
Rick Grayson.
Or something like that. Yeah, I know.
Rick
it sounds
Grayson.
Stupid. Yeah, I know.
Rick Grimes.
But it's more like. But it's like
Sorry, it just sounds funny as fuck. I have amnesia, sir, but I do have a name that just so happens to sound similar to my original name.
Like that is an actual comic. Like that was all like, my fucking god, man. What the hell was the writer thinking?
Amnesia is dude. It's not even like a comic cliche. It's a story cliche. Like in books, it's like amnesia's used. You can even find it in like video games. A good example will be Fire. Oh fuck. Oh no, I forgot to play the Fire Emblem video. Oh no, I did it again. Damn it. Well, I'm still gonna let it play, but speaking about Fire Emblem, a lot of his story has a lot of characters suffer through amnesia shits, so it's just kind of like very redundant and low-key an excuse to use a character's plot to make them feel very new to the environment they're thrown into, but it really gets annoying when it's like done over times in the same fucking franchise. Other than that, yeah, when it comes to superheroes, it's like it's kind of funny in a way. Like, for example, there was Daredevil where he suffers through amnesia and like gets gaslit into thinking he's a supervillain, so he decides to become Bullseye. Well, Bullseye has like, I forgot what Bullseye does. I don't even know if he got amnesia or he just had a fit with the absence of Daredevil. All I know is that he became Daredevil. And then they both fought it out, which was so weird because it's like they're not even in like the right positions of what they're supposed to be. One's trying to pretend they're an actual superhero. The other one believes they're a supervillain, but is actually a superhero. So it's like, what the fuck? Am I right? So, well, how did the Nightwing story got solved?
It's funny. Like, I didn't even bother to read it because it sounded so shit.
It sounded so shit. Oh man, I wanted to know like the actual ending of that. That would have been interesting to know.
I know. Sorry, I just never bothered to read it.
I mean, hey, for every Nightwing comic there is, and there's always like the better ones.
My God,
such as...
it makes me remember. It makes me remember that one fucking writer that made a Nightwing comic, and he just gets by his apprentice.
What? Again?
Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, I'm certain. Well, no, it was like in the early 2000s.
Well, early 2000s, but like, well, how does that happen? Like,
okay,
what?
So if I remember how it happened, it's when
I know he gets by Harley Quinn by like the animated series, or was that like some other continuity? Well, I know it's in a comic continuity animated series.
That was Tim Burton's. That was Tim Burton's Batman and Harley Quinn. That was Tim Burton.
So confused. Oh, you're right. Damn, that made me so fucking confused because I thought it was like from the animated series, but like, then again, it would be kind of weird for that to be the case. Except if it's the comic book version, because I feel like the comic book version of the animated series doesn't get mentioned a lot, but that shit is weird as fuck because it has that one plot point of like, oh my god, Barbara Gordon has Bruce Wayne's sperm inside of her for some fucked up reason. Well, there's a reason to that, but I don't like that reason at all. That shit was so ass. I was wondering like, why was that even like an actual considerable plot point other than Mr. What's his name? Name that rhymes with Tim. So yeah, Tim was, I don't know, just has that as like a thing he's into. Or, well, apparently in the interviews he's like, no, I'm not into that. I was never into that. I just put it in just some other bullshit reason I don't remember. I mean, I can't take that seriously anyway.
But okay, but to explain what was happening, okay, so Nightwing was meeting up with his
Guma.
His PI. His Guma. And you know, she was telling him information about that until she gets fucking assassinated right in front of him. And then
didn't he work for the FBI, or is that something else?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if he did, because I think you know what I'm trying to mention. And then so after when he tries to kill him, yeah, he gets killed, and then he's just like, you know, he was so shocked with the killing that happened that, you know, fucking his apprentice decides to just go on him, and just after that, I was all like, Jesus Christ, that's so fucked up. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, that sounds so fucking goofy. It's so
I
dark,
know,
but it's so goofy.
The fact is that the author that made it is so obsessed with Dick Grayson. Like, it's not even a joke. It's
damn it. I thought the fucking Wally West storylines were fucked up. Holy shit. Never fucking mind. Well, I mean, I guess they are still fucked up.